This is the best thing I've ever seen, I think. Did you guys watch the movie Us? Gotta put some spice into it. In case you guys need a little update on what happened last video. Today could not have been better. We had lots of fun. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're all having an amazing day. And remember, this day can be as great as you make it. So do your absolute best and just enjoy your time today. I'm personally very, very excited about today because we are finally going to be, I finally am going to plop this sucker on the lift, and we're gonna be diagnosing, not really diagnosing, but seeing what actually happened to this block. I'm gonna be using a lot of the turbo kit for this, plus the transmission for the 98. We have a really busy week. We're gonna get started on that car really, really soon. But first, I definitely need to make sure we get this out of the way, get the motor out, get everything cleaned up, and then eventually I'm gonna shave the engine bay and make it really, really nice. All right, here comes the first look. The first real pixie. So I know that there was a big hole in the block somewhere. And, oh my God. I need to move some stuff out of the way, first and loosen some things up. I'll give you guys a little peek right now. I want you guys to see the full thing. But god dang, dude. It actually cracked the whole thing. Yay! I didn't even notice that something let go and like tried to puncture through the oil pan. Oh my gosh. That's funny because I tweeted the other day. I was like, I want to see a rod come out the oil pan. And that's funny because something almost tried to come out the oil pan. I'm gonna take the oil pan off and see what, like from underneath, we're gonna see what actually happened to the motor.
It should be pretty empty of oil, right?
It's gone. You see that shim?
Yeah.
That's all metal. Dude, that's bad.
Oh. Is the oil pan normally bent like this?
No, there's probably a rod sitting in there. Part of a rod in the oil pan. Usually you want to be really careful with oil pans, getting them off, especially if you need to reuse them, but this one's obviously never going to be used again because it has a freaking hole punctured in it. So I'm gonna get a pry tool or like a screwdriver or something and get it off.
Oh my gosh.
Look! Oh shit!
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
It destroyed it.
Yo! Look at all these little, like...
I don't want to get your camera soaked in
Oh
oil.
my god, dude!
What? What? What is that?
That's this. That's the little galley. That's the little galley for the oil, and it's a guide for the crankshaft.
Oh.
Holy crap! The pickup tube just got completely effered. Oh my god! So basically, what happened is it went down, I think, through the oil pan, and like it went through all this. Obviously, there's a big hole right here in the block. You can't see yet, and so I think it bounced and then went back up or like something. I don't know. So I think it just like it yeeted hard. But that is so crazy, dude.
You know we're gonna have to get one of the big chunks and put it next to the piston head of the Subaru on our bookshelf.
There you go, right
Clean them
here.
up.
Soak it. I'll have to soak it for a little while, but like, dude.
That's solid too.
That punctured it. That's really bad. So I'm gonna have her grab the piece that still has the wrist pin in it. If you go up here and you look, I'm gonna see it. I think you can see it. It's hard to see. I'll change the exposure for you guys. You can see the piston is obviously still up there. It was yanked out with so much force that the wrist pin that goes straight through the piston was just completely yanked out, and it came down through the block. So that was a piece that actually, I'm wondering like, where the hell did it escape? Oh, there's a huge hole right there. Oh, it's a huge hole. Like that's a good like 4-inch hole. Hello. That's awesome. So that little piece is an oil galley that goes through there to feed oil pressure through, I think. and it just yeeted.
Yeah, so it hit and then pushed out.
That's awesome. This is the best thing I've ever seen, I think. Out of all the things I've done automotive, this is the best experience I've ever had. And everybody thought it was so peculiar that I thought that blowing up a car was so fun. But man, I tell you what, dude, like, I had the time of my life, and I'm still stoked. I can't wait to get the motor out, the trans off. I'm stoked.
I seriously watched that video like 5 or 6 times in a row. His laugh, it's the best.
Yeah. Now I guess really the only thing I can do is let this drain a little bit more, and I'm gonna tear out the axles and probably get the trans off because I'm gonna need to use that anyways. She's going straight into that little girl over there. I'm gonna start getting some of the turbo kit off so I can get some room for it, but honestly, I feel like after getting the trans disconnected, it has 2 very, very weak motor mounts on each side. Like, I feel like this could be a really, really easy motor to pull. So right now we're at a bit of a stalemate. Like that? That was a little bit of my college education coming out right there. Because my compressor isn't hooked up and I have to get these axles out of the wheel hub. So I'm gonna probably go to Harbor Freight real quick and get some tools that might blow up as fast as this D16. While we're here, I really want to know what the spark plugs look like. Not too bad. So all 4 of these look identical. There's no sign of being a lean or anything like that, really. Like, the little white mark you see on the strap is actually in a pretty good place. So essentially that's a good sign. It just means that this motor mechanically just couldn't handle it anymore. So this ought to be funny. I took a trip to Harbor Freight, and you know what, honestly? This Earthquake thing, Earthquake branded thing was $120 and they gave you a free 15-month warranty. And then I got some, so we're basically just gonna see how this stuff handles. This could blow quicker than my D16 did. But yeah, go ahead and put some of this on, make it work. All right, let's see if we can blow up this Shanghai screwdriver. Oh, yeah! That's amazing. I should have done this a long time ago. And you know what? We're gonna test it out. I think these can work just as good as some of the other ones that are really expensive. So we're gonna see how long this little guy works. Stay up with the vlogs and we'll see how long Mr. Earthquake lasts. Got this one out without a pickle fork, so I'm pretty stoked. Axle's out. Now I gotta get the other one. Can I get her out of there? Oh, come on. Nice. High five.
Oh.
Bye. Oh. Bye.
Ah, oh, oil everywhere.
There we go.
That's tiny.
It's teeny, teeny, tiny. Teeny, tiny. This freaking guy did so good. So good.
Proud of you, baby.
I'll keep that as backup, but I won't need a backup because I got an action clutch waiting on it. So now I have 2 spare axles for the EM. I will put the suspension back in so this car can be a roller. I can go in and out of the garage and stuff, but got some spare stuff. I'm gonna degrease this and clean this up another time before we end up starting the swap. But got that off. I feel pretty productive today. Unfortunately, I had to spend most of my day buying tools and going to and from parts stores, but I'm pretty proud of what we got accomplished today. So far, axles are out. We made a huge mess in the garage. And we figured out exactly what the hell we did to the motor. Actually, now that there's a little bit less in the way, oh, you can see it now. Look, you see that hole right there? You can actually see through it. That's a massive, massive hole. You can kind of see it. You let's just peek your head through there.
I see my foot.
Yeah, you can see it's literally a hole, dude.
It had to have broken up and down, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it probably yeeted that way and then maybe bounced around, but or maybe like slung. So it had to have flung some of the stuff down and to the side and up. I mean, it broke a lot of pieces, as you can see. Thankfully, the block acts as some sort of cushion because that's so much force it would probably kill somebody. It's really bad. That's always what happens, and that is why you upgrade pistons and rods. And I think that is exactly what I'm going to do in this. I think I'm just going to do a really light D-series build. Get a cam, some valves. I'm going to open up the motor, maybe repolish the crank, stuff like that. Pistons, rods, new rings, and you know, all the other goodies. It'll be really fun to have a small turbo 300 horsepower D-series that's reliable that I can drive everywhere. And as for plans for the EJ, I have thought about it a lot. I kept saying like earlier that I was going to do a B18 or like a big turbo B18. Decided I'm not going to do that. I want to for once in my life, I want to do like a really like true full send crazy build. I've done a lot of really cool builds in the past, but the Evo, like that's not really full send. It's pretty conservative. It's 540, but it's stock block. R33 is a very, very cool car. It's rare, and you know, I've spent a lot of time making it perfect and doing my absolute best with it. Even whenever I do the power upgrades to that, it's not really a full send. This car probably was one of my most expensive builds that I have, but it's not full send. I really want to do an all-wheel drive, sleeved, like K24, built K24, huge turbo drag build that is absolutely scary, makes you poop your pants to drive. That's kind of something that I want to push myself to do. As of right now, I am doing my best to source K-series parts. But yeah, I wanted you guys to know that this is going to be a very, very fun car to build, and also this is just going to be another really fun car. I do want to say thank you guys for being a part of all this, and also thank you guys so much for 600,000 subscribers. I've been working my ass off for 9 years now doing this, maybe even a little bit more, and it was a huge leap of faith to do this after college because I had a job offer and stuff like that, and I didn't even make enough money to pay for the apartment, you know, the rent in my apartment after I graduated. And so it was a huge leap of faith, and it's amazing that it's come this far. And I do want us to say thank you guys, because without you guys watching my videos, obviously I wouldn't be here. Thank you guys. It's because of you guys I have an opportunity to do a full send build for once, and I'm really stoked on the turnout, and I'm hoping we can get it done quickly and efficiently. My advice for you guys today: don't be afraid to unapologetically be yourself. That doesn't mean rub who you are in everybody's faces and be annoying about it. But what that really means is, like, you were created to be who you are. You have a very special personality, you have a divine purpose, and I want you guys to understand that. You're not like other people, and you don't have to be like other people. It was so weird, like my parents never accepted the fact that I wanted to make YouTube videos for a living until I finally had enough money to pay my bills. I knew that my job in this world, my place in this world, was not to be somebody who sits at a desk and cold calls people and sells them insurance, or you know, does financial calculations, even though I already do that right now. Don't be afraid to be yourself. And also don't judge others for being themselves either. Mind your own business, keep your head down, and do your best work. And be yourself. That's my advice for you guys today. I love you guys so much. We're gonna be yanking this motor out tomorrow. Let's get this going. Peace out, boys. Love you all. I got 2 videos for you right there that I need you to click. If you don't click it, then that means that you have the big dumb. And you know what that means. If you have the big dumb, then you probably are dumb.